Hello, I'm Rob MANGIA. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 13, it says that evil men will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Well, a little side note, it's not that the men became worse and worse over time, but as the wax of a candle, which was the facade, melted, it slowly exposed the evil that was already existing for over 2,000 years. This Antichrist spirit we hear about in the Bible. This Antichrist spirit is what brings about the 4 horses in Revelation chapter 6. Today, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I titled this video, The Home Stretch. Well, in Revelation chapter 6, verses 1, it says, "And I saw, when the Lamb opened up one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, 'Come and see.'" Verse 2, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." So let's break the scripture down. We have a rider riding a horse, and the horse happens to be white. Now I believe that the 4 horsemen scriptures are a metaphor, meaning the scriptures is describing an event that is unrelated to the actual meaning, or you could say it's an illustration. So that being said, we'll start from the bottom on up. The horse was white. White in the Bible generally is considered to be clean, or without blemish, or sterile. Now we have the horse. The horse generally means transportation, or by means in which the idea of being sterile is delivered. Now, we have the rider. A crown was given to him. By whom? Answer, the ruler of this world. The same one that offered Jesus all the kingdoms of the world. Now the rider is holding a bow. Now the Greek word for bow is toxon, which is where we get our English word toxic. Now toxon is derived from the Greek word toxicon, which is the poison in which an arrow is dipped in. Okay, so now the scripture goes on to say that he went forth conquering and to conquer, meaning he succeeded in conquering. Now let's put this all together. The rider wants you to believe, that's the horse, that the only way you can be saved and clean from diseases, that's the white, is to partake of the toxon, that's the bow. But his real purpose is to conquer, and he received his authority from Lucifer himself. So the white on the horse is deception. So let's look at verse 3 and the second horse. "And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, 'Come and see.' And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." So we have the red, the horse, and the great sword.
Let's take a look at the possible meaning. The red represents blood or war. The horse is the mode in which it is used to deceive. The war is what justifies the sword to the people. The Greek word for sword is machiera. Another translation could be a sword of judgment. So the writer is deceiving you with war to justify killing a specific group or race or nationality. And because it is a great sword, it is a large amount of people who are being killed. The writer, I believe, is the same one on the white horse. Let's move on to the third horse. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So now we have the black horse. I don't believe, as most pastors and teachers say. They say that this means food shortages. I don't believe this because the fourth horse brings about food shortages. So let's take a look at what I believe. The black is a symbol of darkness or death. That is what, at the time, the writer wants you to see. The scale is now accessible due to the black. The wheat and the barley and the oil and the wine are the grain offerings spoken of in the Old Testament. I believe this means the writer brings about the new temple and its rituals because the obstacles, the black, have been removed. Now let's see the fourth horse, the pale horse, in verse 7. And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. The pale horse. Pale in the Greek was translated, oddly enough, from the Greek word chloros, which is a light green color. The Strong's Greek Concordance says that it could mean sickly green, or sickly vegetation, or dying vegetation. Without vegetation, people just can't eat. Not only would they be a food shortage on vegetables and fruits, but also on meats, because livestock has to eat too. The writer has authority to kill over 1/4 part of the earth. Somehow he is being supernaturally restrained for the other parts. God is allowing him to kill 1/4 of the earth. So what happens if there's a food shortage? Well, animals will turn on man in order to satisfy their hunger. Man will turn on man. The ones that have not will kill the ones that have in order to get what they need, and so on. Notice it says the word them. Power was given them, meaning that there was more than one person. Of course, perhaps a government of some sort. A power was given them with a sword to kill, as well as those being killed by starvation. Perhaps it's those who do not comply to the rule. So much for candy-coated theology. But of course, in many areas of eschatology, you won't know exactly how it's going to go down until it goes down. But I believe that this is one possible way. Hopefully, the Lord will come and we don't have to see it. If we do, turn your eyes upon Jesus, because he's the only way. Well, goodbye until next time. Thank you very much.